Hey you guys, it's Cami with Coast DIY Bar. I am going live with a couple of our new pour kits. So I'm gonna give it a few minutes as usual to let a couple folks join. And I will get started when folks join. Gotta pull all my stuff together. Things are everywhere. So when you get on, let me know you're there. And then once we get a few folks on, then I will get going. And I see a couple of numbers popping up there. I think I have everything. I'm pretty sure I have everything. Oh, hey Tracy. This is gonna be a good one. You're gonna like this one. Something a little bit different. Let me hide it so you can't see it when you join. I've got two kits I'm gonna show you guys today. I'm very excited. They're kind of similar in their pouring method, which is why I've decided to introduce them both at the same time. And they are gonna be $11 and $15 individually, but you'll see it's got a little bit more in each of them because of how they're gonna have to work. Oh, yeah, well, okay, so it's not the same one. It's close to your butterfly, but it is your butterfly is the inspiration. So, hey guys. Okay, good. We're getting some folks on. So I am gonna go ahead and jump in and start showing you guys. Hey, Christy. So we've got two new pour kits that we're getting ready to do, and both of them have a slightly different pour method. It's going to be a little bit more like the surfboard pour, where we've got a 2-cup pour, and I want to show you. So the first one is going to be, I'll show you the finished product on that one. This cute little butterfly. Let me put her closer. So she's got a couple of layers on her, so she's got some stuff that you can get done. Okay, so that's the one. And then the other is a tropical leaf that I'm super excited about. And I'm going to show you how we're going to do some fun little things to not worry about these cutouts. Okay, so I'm going to start with the butterfly and show you guys how that's going to work and what's going to come in the butterfly kit. The butterfly kit is going to also have, wait, it has a baby. Look, he's a baby. So super cute. You get both. And as you can see, this is what the little one looks like pre-pour. So they come separate, so you can pour the wings and then you'll have the body. And then the big one does the same thing. Now this is the exact same design as our big butterfly, you guys. So you could, with probably a little bit more paint, do a similar method on the big one, if you want to. But I thought we would do this at a more affordable price point. So $15, you get the 2 butterflies and you get everything you need. So this is a more full kit. Of course, you're gonna get your silicone, and while it's in the bag, this is literally the same silicone I've been using from the beginning that we keep doing it. It just sits back on this table and we pull the paper off and start all over. And then you're gonna get 3 colors, and those color palettes are out there. If you choose to do takeout, come in and buy your kits versus ordering them online, you can pick any color you want. But for ease, we decided to put color palettes out there for ordering, for pickup or delivery. So we've got your color palettes. You also, with this kit, get to choose another paint, and the concept behind that is it's going to be the body paint, something that you can paint this with a solid. Hey Roxana, hey Miss Adeline, I know you're there. You're going to get 2 mini pour cups, okay? And I'm going to show you how those work. You're going to get a foam sponge to paint your body with. You're going to get a little bit of glue to glue your body on once your wings are dry. And I'll talk you through that once we get to that. And then of course you get your popsicle sticks. So we're gonna jump in. Now I'm actually gonna do this on this side. I'm trying not to throw stuff off the table. This side of the paper, so that on the next one I can just go whoop, and we'll have a clean space. I'm dropping stuff. It's okay. It's all good. All right, so you've got your 3 colors. You guys, it's the same method that you're doing. If you've just joined, hey, Brittany. Well, that's excited. Okay, so we are gonna be showing you our new pour kits. This one is the one, butterflies. And then the next one I'm gonna do next is your tropical leaves. So we're gonna start with the butterflies. And I'm gonna walk you through this one because it's a little bit different. And then of course, this becomes your tutorial when you order your kits so that you can reference back here. So when you get your paints, you're gonna stir them or shake them. I found that you can just shake them. In the other videos I say stir them, that's fine too. But these have your pouring medium already mixed in, and so I've never had any trouble, to be honest with you, because we're selling them so fast, but just in case, you can stir them up and mix them up, just to make sure that medium is okay in there. And then you're gonna take all your lids off. I have gloves on for this because I'm gonna do a quick flop out so I don't get the colors on there both. Oh, Gina, your pool life's gonna be cute. You guys, I did a pool life that you'll have to see soon. And then you will, I have on gloves. You do not need gloves. That is just in case. But what I am gonna, let me start with this part first. This is the simple part. You're gonna paint your body. You can do this after, you can do this before, doesn't matter. Hey, Carolyn. I just picked a purple. I was feeling girly on this one. And you can see I'm just kind of smushing it into my sponge a little bit. And all I'm gonna do on the body is just pounce. You can use your paint brushes if you got the kiddos doing it, whatever they're comfortable with. Sometimes if they're little, the pounce motion, not the easiest for them. So you just do whatever works for you or your kids. But just super simple. I just put on some color. Oh, kidding, there we go. So just a purple body. And then I'm gonna set this aside to dry. And then I'm also gonna do the baby one while we're sitting here. Now, these can dry forever. You don't even have to paint these first, you guys, because you're gonna pour your wings and they're gonna need at least 24 hours, probably 48 hours to dry, okay? So there's gonna be a little delayed gratification in this one. Okay, and look, you're still gonna have so much paint left in here. Use this for something else. So seal it back up. Seal it back up. These like food things, have you ever, like, I know everybody's doing takeout now. Do you just wanna poke your eye out? They have to click. If they're not clicking, they're not sealed. Okay, so then to the pour. I just wanted to show you that part real quick because it's so simple. I'm gonna start with your big one. The big one is what you pour, the baby is what you dip, and I'll call these dippers and I'll explain it. For every project that you get with us that's a pour kit, I always include a dipper. This is like the second video I've done since I cut my own bangs, and if my hairdresser's watching, I know that you can take me by appointment now. I need to get in, okay. All right, so you're going to open up your silicone, and always keep this like level. If you get your silicone, it's gonna come in one of these cups or one of these cups. These cups are a little bit more sturdy to flip around and bop around. They seal better. These cups, we moved to these, but if you've got an earlier version, you're gonna have one of these cups. And the oil can sometimes leak out if you turn it upside down, as evidence to some leakage that I've had. So just be careful, keep it straight up. And when you put your silicone in your colors, I like to do 1 or 2 of the 3 colors. You can put it in on 3, you can put it in none. It is definitely, this is a choice. And the easiest way I find to do it, you really only need a drop. You could do 2 drops, that would be fine, but you really, like a half or a full drop would be fine. Hey, Barbara. So I'm just gonna put my popsicle stick in, stir it, and then whatever, I'm even gonna let it drip off a little bit. Whatever's left on my popsicle stick is what I'm gonna stir into my and I want to try to stir it in thoroughly. I don't want any globs of silicone. Now, when you finish your design and it's fully dried, and you're going to want to glue your body on, if you're looking at your piece and you see, like, you know it's dry because you can touch it and it's dry and it's not smushing around, but you see these little spots of a sheen, that's your silicone. So here's my tip. With the butterfly, it probably won't matter. You can probably just glue your body right on and it's no big deal. But if you find that the kids got a little heavy with the silicone and it's like greasy looking or kind of oily, then if you take the smallest amount of Dawn dishwashing liquid and get it lathered up, you can wash your butterfly really gently. Don't, like, you should do this, not the kids. Just really quick rinse off and a good wash off so that there's no soap left on it, and dry it. And then you know that there's no oil residue and you can glue your body on top. So if you see them in, you know, you do your pour and it's got that little sheen left, it is the silicone that's sitting on the top, because all of the, I think almost all of the paints that I use are matte. They're not gonna have a shiny finish to them. We've had a couple requests on how do you make them shiny, because when they pour them and they're all wet, everybody's like, they're gorgeous, and I love it. So you can use any clear coat that you want. I would give it a full 72 hours to cure before you try to do that. I would definitely wash off the silicone before you do any kind of sealant. But anything that you can get just at Walmart or Home Depot or something like that is fine. Rust-Oleum, Krylon, whatever you got, doesn't matter. If you're gonna put them outside, I would definitely seal both sides and make sure you work to seal the edge, because the edge is where the water is gonna wanna come in. So make sure you do that. Okay, let's hope I get this right this time. So you've got 3 colors and you're going to do 2 cups on this butterfly, okay? This is, as I do this, I recognize what this looks like. So kiddos, turn away, but you're gonna place them here, okay? And I'm gonna show you kind of how to get the paint to the bottom. So what you're gonna do, you wanna fill up both of your cups. They don't have to be filled in exactly the same manner, nor does it matter how you fill them. There's no real rhyme or reason. Trying to tip it over so you can kind of see the cup. You can put it in any order that you want. But I do want you to layer. I do find that at least get 2 rounds of color in them so that you have the effect. So what happens with these paints, when we do this flipping that I'll show you how to do, it's going to, the paints start running in between each other, and that's what creates the cells. And if you've got lots of little layers, it helps that. Okay. Just gonna kind of keep going. I wanted to make sure I had enough in both, so that's why I stopped on this first one and went to the second one. There's more paint than will in the 3 cups than will fit in the 2. So I know there's plenty. I just want to make sure that I'm getting a good amount in. Okay. So then there's even a little bit left in these. The commentary is the best. Brittany, if you've never really seen us live, I need to find a way to get Princess Barbara Joy in here every time, because she's the fun one. Okay, all right, so what you're gonna do, the first thing I wanna do is I actually need a cup to sit this on, right? So what I wanna do is I'm going to, this is gonna be Advanced Pouring 101. So if you remember in the surfboard pour, you need something to flip onto that's not your piece, because you're gonna slide them off. So I'm gonna use an old piece of cardboard. I want it to be a little stiff, so like you could use a sturdy paper plate and cut the center out. You don't want a lip, it needs to be flat. So what you're gonna do, I'm gonna put the comments end up like right, okay, sorry, just trying to get it lined up for you. Okay, I'm gonna put them here, okay? if all goes well and I don't drop them on the floor. Okay, so I'm gonna flip them onto my cardboard. This is how you do the turtles, right? Right onto the turtle. And now I'm gonna set it down here and I'm gonna slide this down like a ramp, but go fast and push it down onto the butterfly. Okay, so now all of the paint's still in the cup and it's doing its magic. I had a little spillage, that's all right. I'm gonna do this again over here. All right, so now you've got both of your cups on. What I wanna do while this is sitting down here, this is light enough that you can pick it up. If you've got kids that are doing that part, go ahead and do that. They can do that. And then I want you to hold it for them for this next part. You're just gonna take the leftover paint and dump it down here at the bottom and then flip your cups over so you can use them. This paint, most of it's gonna flow off, but I want to show you something you can do. I want to have a good amount here, right? Now, before we do the magic, here's what I want you to try, and it's going to get messy because I'm going to lift this, but if you take this like this, I'm not scraping, I'm literally rubbing across the top. Did you see what happened? I created cells by just barely rubbing that popsicle stick right across the top so that the two colors or three colors could talk to each other. All right, so just ever so gently. You do not want to be scraping the wood. You shouldn't touch the wood. I just want you to go flat and whoop, run it across the top. I'm gonna lose a lot of that, but I thought that was a fun technique to show you that you can do. Now here's what I'm gonna do. And when you lift the cups, it's like all hands on deck, right? If you've done the turtle pours, you know. And so I'm gonna lift both of these and then I'm gonna do the swirl action to get the paint all over the butterfly. Okay. And there's a lot of paint. So I'm just kind of moving back and forth to get it on there. And then I can do a full swirl so that I don't end up with there's a lot of paint in here, you guys. I don't want to end up with a ridiculous like mountain of paint. Just want a nice even coat. Look at that. I love it so much. So cool. And I wasn't intending it, but that just kind of naturally fell up that way. So that kind of looks really cool to go under where the body's gonna be. Hands are covered. Now this is the time where you will dip. And again, if it's the kiddos, you can take this and put your hands under it and lift it out of the way, right? Just keep it flat. And you're gonna take your baby and dip it in. I'm gonna find a spot that I like, that's got a good amount of paint. And I literally squish it all the way in there. And then I like to put these on the lids, the lid. I think I'm putting that somewhere you can see it. Nope. So I just set it right on the lid. And it will, look, this one's already busting some cells. Look at that. That's awesome. And this will continue to pop. Do you see how those little cells coming up? Love it. And that's it. So you now have your two. Now, if you don't do that swipe action on the bottom, it's no big deal. I don't know if the control freak, oh, you have to let your kids do it, Brittany. This is so, one of our tagline, so the world is really, it's been 2 months, you guys, since we had a workshop. 2 months. Feels weird. But I'll tell you, one of the things that if you came in and you were one of my earlier people, we've got a lot of new folks now, which I love, but I like to take pictures of our messy tables. So we used to always just say, come get messy, because we'll clean it up for you. So it's time to get messy at home. But you just got, do it where they can be messy, right? If you try to control it too much, it's gonna be stressful and not fun, and you don't want that. Okay, so I'm gonna leave this where it is. I'm gonna give you just a gentle visual. I'm not gonna, but how cute is that gonna be when that's put together, right? They're super light. Command strips, honestly, if you put a big old wad of rolled up tape, it would stick to the wall. So they're super light. Time for these. Okay, so I'm gonna do a little slide action, see if I can try to prevent throwing the butterfly on the floor. And I wanna get a little clean spot of paper. Okay. All right, so I'm gonna do it right here. And then this is the glue, I think I said it earlier, that you will put your body on when this is dry. So you're gonna let your butterfly dry for, I honestly think you need to let it cure for at least 48 hours and maybe even, I might do 72 hours to be honest, just to make sure it stays. Now this one, I'll be honest, I did it for 24 hours and it's stuck on there just fine. It's not going anywhere. So that's kind of up to you. I even did, look at the metallic. The metallic ones are really cool. Yeah. Doing your first pour is super fun. You have to just relax into it. And remember, it's a craft, right? Like, this is fun stuff. Don't get all stressed out about it. If it looks ugly, whatever. It was fun. I will have to tell you though, there's not a single person that has done a bad pour. And I love it. Okay, so now that is our butterfly kit. So again, $15, you get the big one, you get the mini, you get 3 colors that you get to choose. Plus on that kit, you are gonna get glue. You're going to get a sponge to paint your purple on. And honestly, your glue you can just kind of put on with a paper towel. It's no big deal. You're gonna wait in between and then you're going to put them together and you've got a final pieces that will be so cute and look like these. Okay, so now on to our second new pour kit, and it's the tropical leaves. I love this one. I love this one, and I just made them up yesterday and the samples are still wet, so I'm not even going to show you the sample because I'm going to just show it live, and so this will be cool. Oh, you're doing the turtles tomorrow. Nancy, you're going to love the turtle kit. Love it. People have been doing amazing things. I had a feeling that I thought I put my elbow in that big old thing of paint. Okay, so with your leaf kit, one of the things you're going to notice is that I added 3 new color palettes that are available, and they're all in the green tones. So I did that on purpose. One of them even has, hey, will you bring me that bronze one that I did? The wet one? Right here on the, by the crab. I can't ever do a live by myself. It's such a mess. Yeah, the tropical leaves are gonna be awesome. I'm working up to a big kit, if you can't tell. Okay, this is super wet, but this is one of the color palettes that I just created, and this is your leaf. And it's still wet. We just did this a little bit ago. But it's got like a muted green. That's a bronze metallic with black. So, could not love that palette more. It actually shimmers. I'm gonna give it back because it's still wet. Thank you. All right, so I want to get the black off of my hands. Thanks for the hearts. Yeah, give me hearts and likes and stuff. I'm learning that I'm supposed to ask for that. I just get on here to talk to you. I don't worry about all that. Okay, so this color palette that I picked is like a dark turquoise. I got a lime green, and this is metallic gold because I'm feeling that some way. You're gonna get your 6-inch tropical leaf, and then you're gonna get a baby. Okay, so I'm gonna keep the baby over here. And it's the same process. I thought I lost my silicone. And all you're gonna do is open your, do a little shake. Right, and then, so I need that for a baby. So I'm gonna keep the lid. All right, on this one I'm going to, I think I'm gonna do silicone in 2 because I want there to be some good cells on this one. So I'm gonna try metallic. I don't remember if I've ever put silicone in metallic. this is like a, it's not a bright gold. It's more of a, dare I say vintage gold's probably a bad word because people have ways of that they think about color, but it's definitely not a bright gold. It's a softer, more aged looking gold. And then I think and there's no rhyme or reason in what I'm putting. If you saw, I did a video where we tried to put oil in different things and see the effects, and I still owe the people on that video the freebie results of that, which we found again today under a pile, so I'll get those out to you. But what we learned was that there's no predicting what's going to happen, and I don't know if you know much about me, but I'm an epidemiologist and doing predictions is my thing. So this is really good for my brain to not be able to predict it and not be able to do anything about it. Okay, this one is a 2-pour pour, again, baby cups. You're gonna put them right in the middle, okay? They go right down the center. And we're gonna do a similar technique on the edge of the leaves that we did on the bottom of the butterfly, just to have some of that. So again, I'm just gonna pour it in. There's no rhyme or reason. We already saw that we know that there's plenty to go around. I'm just gonna fill it up. And I think I'm actually gonna purposefully start with a different color so that it's got some variety across the leaf. I think that's going to be cool. And don't feel like you need to do green. I did add some greens because I think it's going to lend itself to that, but you can definitely do purples, do blues. All of that would be gorgeous. Okay, 2 cups full. Right? We're gonna do the same kind of thing that we did with the other one. I'm gonna use the other side of this because obviously that's purple and whatnot. See if I can grab the edge. Okay. So we're gonna go ahead and I'm gonna drop the paint all over the table. Watch, this is how it goes. So if you want to know what's going to happen when your kids do it, watch me do it. Okay, so we're going to flip and we're going to slide, okay? And you can move it once it gets on there, so don't stress if you land in a weird spot. Flip and slide, okay. Now, I did happen to grab that purple, so I'm going to wipe that off my glove real quick because I don't want it on there. All right, so now what we're gonna do, I'm gonna show you that swipe technique again. A lot of people do swipes with like wet paper towels and stuff like that, and you can do that. That would really be a cool thing to try. Maybe we'll do that on another video. I was thinking we may do that on some other designs that are a little more unwieldy. So for example, a lot of people have been wanting a mermaid pour, and the mermaid that we have in here is like long and sticky on the ends. It's not the right word, thin. And it is harder to do that kind of pour, and the pours that I'm trying to create, I mean, we've had some 2-year-olds doing the pours, so they're definitely something for everybody. And so I have an idea for another method that we can do for her. I just haven't quite gotten there yet. Okay, clean up my mess a little bit. So I'm gonna do the same thing I did with the butterfly. I'm gonna just kind of use my leftovers, and I'm not going for any, the good thing about this one is with a leaf, you don't really need a pattern. And I'm just kind of putting it all around. Oh, and I need the cups. Just dumping it on. Don't stress. And I'm sure you can tell there's no rhyme or reason to what I'm doing. And then the gold, Pouring it on the cup. That's great. Okay. So I've got it all on there. I've got a couple of cups, but I'm gonna go ahead and put all 3 down there, because one of the things that we're gonna have to do is we're gonna have to get it back onto these cups. Okay, we need more turtles. Yes, see the 3-year-old doing them, right? Hey Michelle, welcome to the late party. You can go catch back up. We've got a butterfly, and now we're doing a tropical leaf pour. But here's the thing. So one thing that's happening right now while I'm running my mouth is all of the paint in these little cups is dropping to the table. And one of the things I tell everybody is the secret is don't pull these up too fast. Okay, that's the trick. The other thing on this one that's going to be a little more complicated than the turtle and the butterfly and the flower and the surfboard and the beach board is these crevices, right? The paint's going to run in between them, but it's also going to be, when you set it down on a cup, you've got to be careful that the paint doesn't pool right there and end up with a big old blob of dried gooiness that you can't get off. So that's where the trick on this one. A little bit more advanced pour, not because of the kind of flipping, but because of the shape. All right. All right. So for the beginning, I'm just going to set it right down on there. I should have worn a better shirt with no sleeves. And again, when you lift cups, it's a fast motion on these because of their size. They're not huge. When you see people doing like a canvas pour and things like that, there's a lot more surface area, so they kind of lift their cups and then it flows out a little bit. This flows fast, and we've kind of got to move quickly. So I like to warn you. Here's one more thing. Let me show you. So one of the things you can do, I think you can see it. I don't want to tip this too much, but I want to get a little bit of paint on this. And watch right here. Sorry, I'm just trying to see it. I'm going to do both of these at the same time. Again, I'm going to gently, flatly run this down the paint, but I'm not going to touch the wood. I'm barely even putting pressure on it. And if you do just like that, you pop cells immediately. Okay, see that? So one of the things that you can do is play with that, because there should be plenty of paint in this one to try this fun little swipey technique. And if it fails on you, when you do your flip cup lift, it's gonna cover it. I'm not, like I said, I'm not really pushing down. I'm just kind of swiping across the top. Okay, so see that? In case I'm gonna hold these and flip it up. There you go. See how the cells are ready? Okay. So that's a fun thing to practice on this one. And then now I'm gonna lift and go and see if I can do it without getting my sweatshirt in it. So I'm gonna, when I go on this first one, I'm gonna pull this way. This one I'm gonna pull up and pull this way. All right, because I wanna direct where the paint goes on this one. So see how I did that? And then I'm just gonna move fast. The good thing is we've got some coverage on the ends, and we don't have to worry about it. Here's another good thing. If you choose the gold metallic, and if you get like a bare spot, it looks like the wood. So hard to kind of see that you messed up. There you go. Looks kind of like a cheetah. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna turn it up real quick. What? Okay, so now if I were to put this right back down, I'll do it just so you see it. If I put that right back down on these big cups, did you see how that filled that crevice right there? It's gonna stick and it's gonna get gross, okay? So here's what you gotta do on this one. That's a little bit different. Well, you gotta get the cups off. There we go. Move these. Now these 2 little cups that you used to pour, you're gonna put these right back down. You're gonna put it right back down where we had them when we poured, okay? Before I do that though, I'm holding this. I'm gonna do my little dip. And I really like that little spot right there. Okay. And because these have little crevices in them, you can knock them down like that and it will come out of those crevices. And again, set that on a lid. Let it dry. Put a little piece of magnet behind it. That would be cute. And then all you're gonna do, this one, and they keep changing. If you've done them, you know that they're not done right away because the paint has like a chemical reaction for a while. I'm gonna flip this up again real quick. Oh, yeah, it started to drip, so I don't like that. And all I'm gonna do is set it carefully. That worked. Right on the little ones, right? Dip me, baby, one more time. For those of you, there's Princess Barbara Joy. Barb, I was talking about you earlier. We miss you every time we're doing a live. So there's your 2 pours. They're already on the online store because I've learned my lesson. And you've got new color options. The colors are available for both of them, so you can do anything. Would love 4 or 5 leaves on the wall. That would be awesome, right? Right now, I don't have a family kit out there for the leaves. Time is the only reason. Just stay tuned. I'm going to add a family pack, which will have 4 in it. So you could do that as a collage. Would be gorgeous. The butterflies, we may do a family pack too. So just stay tuned because I think that's fun when you can all do it together. The other thing that's going to be coming is a combo beach kit. I'm working towards a more formal kit that will be on the Etsy store, that will be able to be shipped a little bit easier if we can get our materials in. I've got some, like we're using these condiment cups, and for you guys it's great here. I can keep the prices down and we can get them in this time and age. But they freak me out to ship them, even though I've done it. And so I want to get something that's a little bit more stable with a lid, and so we're working on those things. But what the first kit's going to really be is a full-on beach pour. It's going to be the turtles, the flower, the leaves, and I'm working on a 4th item that will go in the kit. Ah, she was walking her baby dogs. So these 2 are out here now. There are $11 for the leaf. It is $15 for the butterfly. The butterfly is the full kit with the glue, the body, and the baby. So all of that's included. The leaf is more of a standard leaf. This thing is still rocking and rolling, and I love it. And the baby leaf is looking good too. Let me show you. Cute, right? So they look good. The other thing that I just posted out there and is available is our coastal garland. We've had a lot of requests for the coastal garland pieces, and I don't have any near me, true to form, but that's okay. You can go look. We've called it the beach outdoor decor. I called it something else because what I did was we made them available to purchase individually for $7. So and that's what we sell them for in here. So you've got 8 shapes, from starfish to fish to surfboards to flip-flops, sand dollars, whales, palm trees, and hibiscus flowers. I think that's 8. And you can buy them individually. They'd be really cute to come in, and you can, if you come in, you can buy pour paint separately. So you could do that too. But they're just a paint. And then if you buy 5 or more, we're going to include for free a 6-foot rope that you can create a garland. But we wanted to make it so that you could buy 1 or you could buy a full garland. So those are out there. We'll probably show those on another live, but I thought that would be kind of a fun thing if you wanted to order some and pick them up tomorrow for Mom's Day. What else? I think that's the big stuff. We are, let me talk real quick last minute. We did watch the governor's report today, or whatever you call it, his thing. And it does appear as though that we can start to do some smaller things, is how I'm going to put it. I'm still working out some of the logistics, but I think one of the things that if you've been in the shop, you know that the entire shop is dedicated to takeout right this second. And if we were to do a workshop, it wouldn't work. One of the things that we're getting ready to do is we will be starting back up individual classes. That's how we're going to start. Not our open DIY workshop where people run amok. That's like our normal thing, because the run amok has me a little bit nervous, and we have a lot of stuff. We have a lot of stuff people can touch. So we're going to start with dedicated classes that have dedicated kits, right? You'll come in, you can chat, have a glass of wine. We're still going to do all of that, but you're not going to touch anybody else. It's going to be like kindergarten, no touching. And so we're going to choose projects and classes that can have dedicated tool sets that you don't have to share anything, so there's no risk to you, and that we will fully sanitize in between if we don't make them one-time disposables. So we're working on that. Stay tuned. We're not quite ready yet, but we are actively working on that, and you guys know you'll be the first to know about it. All right, so I'm going to let you go and go out there, grab the pour kits while you can, and that's it. Everybody have a great rest of the day. What is today? Friday. So we are open tomorrow 12 to 5 for your pickups. If you had an order, they should be ready. If you make an order, we'll make it ready. If you need something for Mother's Day, we will have it ready for you tomorrow. Even if you have to do the order, show up and force us to make it. We will do it. That's it. Stay tuned. I'm also going to put 2 more retail things out available for you in case you need them. Candles and soap. So stay tuned for that, and I'll just do a post on that. All right, you guys, thanks for watching, and I will post pictures of these later, and you can see how gorgeous they are. All right, take care. Bye-bye.